How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Seattle Kraken franchise mode, episode number 21, moving into the 2026 postseason here in our 5th season with the Kraken. In the last one, we had most of the simulation of the 2025-26 season, and it was a wild one to say the least, as Nathan MacKinnon sent personal and franchise records, scoring 50 goals and 77 assists for 127 points, well above the rest of the NHL to win him the Art Ross Trophy. Isaiah Marco, Matty Beniers, Vladimir Tarasenko, great seasons. We made a trade close to the deadline, actually closer to about a quarter way through the season, as we sent Chandler Stevenson back to Vegas in a package deal that brought us Alex Tuch, who went on, he only scored 1 point in his first 7 games, but then he scored 45 points in his next 53 as he got moved to the top line, 46 in 60 in the end. He's been a great winger for the line of MacKinnon and Marco. Jaden Schwartz still doing well. Trocheck was moved down to the third line to spread the wealth. We had rookies Isaac Rosayan, Dawson Mercer, a good mix of veteran and rookie down in the bottom 6. We also picked up Oliver Shillington in the deal from Vegas, playing him mostly for third pair minutes. He scored 14 points in 60 games, and a plus 15. Not bad at all. Exactly what we needed on defense. And last but not least, also, don't forget the rookie Alexander Kozlov, 10 points in 78 games. He was our 27th overall pick last year. He cracked the NHL and did a great job. Don't forget Vitaly Popov, who scored 8 points in 24 games, 81 overall. He was the 86th overall pick, third round. A few years ago now, and with those 5-star puck skills and 5-star defense, he's been pretty good for that fourth line. So Mason Shaw, Dylan Gamble moving into healthy scratch roles. For the goaltending, it was a bit of a mix here, as we had a lot of Peyton Wilm, but not as much as we thought, because Philip Gustafsson, who was once on his way out after some horrible seasons in the last 3 years, barely getting any playing time, went 28, 13, and 3 out of nowhere, 4 shutouts, 922 save percentage, and 2.39 goals against average. Gus the bus. Peyton Wilm still did fine for an 87 overall, but just surprising that Gus did so well and stole some games from him. Peyton Hollywood Wilm going 22, 15, and 2, 3 shutouts of his own, our 19th overall selection back in the 2022 draft. So all that being said, suffice to say, it has been a very good offensive season from the team. The defense woke up a little bit, and the lines are looking good. Heading into this first round now, we are defending Stanley Cup champions and coming up against the Colorado Avalanche. In our lineup, we found last season that playing the veterans high up ended up being what got us the Stanley Cup. Jaden Schwartz went point per game. Vladimir Tarasenko, when he was 33, now he's 34. He scored 32 points, I believe, and won the Conn Smythe Trophy for his second career Stanley Cup. Yeah, 32 points in 23 games for him. So really, really crazy to see them in the top 6. So happy to move him up to that top line if need be, but Nathan MacKinnon will likely be leading the way. Trocheck, hopefully on the third line, will be helpful. Defense, Jiricek and Pulock have been a good pair, despite Jiricek only being an 80 overall. Here in his sophomore season, he's been doing very fine. Keandre Miller and Ethan Bear on the second pair, Kozlov and Shillington on the third. When it comes to starting goaltending now, here's where we'll start diving into the comments, because that was probably the biggest question now moving into the postseason. Definitely some conflicting thoughts in the comments here. Starting off, Yezer says, I would still start Wilm for the playoffs. He has got the X factors and the overall, but if he starts to struggle, don't hesitate to start Gus. It worked out last year with Big Ben Bishop. Go Kraken, thank you very much. Vinny says that he would give the chance to Gustafsson and start him for the upcoming playoffs against Colorado. He has proven himself to the organization during this season, and I definitely think he has whatever it takes to do the job. Great job, GM Data, and let's go for the 2P. Thank you, Vinny. Aiden loves this season, saying that MacKinnon was the best player in the league. Tuch was a great addition. Great bounce-back season from Gus. I would start him for the playoffs. It's going to be a tough first round, but I can't wait to see MacKinnon destroy his former team. Let's get number 2. Go Kraken. Thanks, Aiden. Epu couldn't believe how well Nathan MacKinnon did here in this franchise mode. Loved the Tuch deal. Good to see Mercer on fire as well. He would go with Gus, as he has clearly also been on fire. Let's go Kraken. Some other comments that include some of the other points we brought up. Ed is saying exactly what I just said a moment ago. Don't forget, we got to rely on experience in the playoffs, and the youngsters are just what help to complement and complete the machine. Rocky Mountain Russian says, great season, and Gus the Bus did amazing when given the chance to play a lot. Loved Popov coming up. He should be on the PK moving forward. It would also be amazing to see what he could do with a great sniper with those 5-star puck skills. Go with Gus for a couple of games at least. Slow sim can be terrible for different goalies. Very important important point to note there. Don't be afraid to go to Bishop early if needed. So Ben Bishop even in contention as well after last year. We owe our Stanley Cup last year to him, probably the true Conn Smythe winner. For the contract extensions, we're talking about those. We'll look at them later in the episode. But for Alex Tuch, absolutely. You know what? I might do Tuch now. He played very well on the top line. Giving him about $1 million raise is worth it. I think Trocheck for one more year would be worth it. That we can take some time and look at later on. Same for Schwartz. Maybe a goodbye to him. Shaw, maybe if he's cheap. Mercer, year check. We can see what happens with their term. But great work, Data. Let's go Kraken and let's go Mac Attack. Thank you, Rocky Mountain Russian. Finishing up in the YouTube comments with Jackson, who says, stroke of genius in acquiring Tuch. Didn't take very long to figure out where he fit in the lineup as well. Gus the Bus earned at least a game one start with his performances down the stretch, in my opinion. If game one is a landslide in favor of Colorado, you know, with that slow sim, then maybe Gus is just a regular season guy. But give him a go since he earned it. If we can get solid performances from whoever is in net, then I like our chances to make another deep run. Go Kraken. Thanks, Jackson. So all that being said, I think game one can go to Philip Gustafsson. Had a great season. Proved himself to be capable of the starting role, but it is the playoffs and it is the slow sim. So going to Wilm and or Ben Bishop will be an option, and even more than an option, it'll be something that we go to very quickly if things start to deteriorate. So Gus, you did extremely well, but I gotta say your leash is not very long. Playoff wise, he's never played an NHL playoff game. He played 2 with the Belleville Senators in the AHL like 5 years ago. So 4 years ago. So this will be his first taste of NHL playoff action. We got the healthy scratches. Ben Bishop still at 78 overall. He is our insurance if need be. 39 years of age. Don't forget those numbers from last season. Do not forget. 14, 4, and 2, 3 shutouts, 931 save percentage, and 2.09 goals against average. We never had to turn to him really this season. Our goalies were solid enough, but he has been training, he's been working hard, and he is ready to take the ice if and need be. So special teams look like this. We're going to keep the lines as they have been during the regular season moving into the playoffs. I will send out an Alex Tuch extension since that seems to be the consensus as well. If he does even better in the playoffs, he'll want even more. So since he's a kind of a guarantee in terms of guys we want to keep, no problem sending him a little deal over here. He wants 3 years at 5.9. Not bad. Brings him to the age of 32. Plus, we'll have other rookies coming in the system. I don't want to sign too much longer than that. So he's asking for 5.9. 85% is 5.015. He's currently making 4.57. So it's definitely, he's getting a raise. He'll be happy to get that. Don't want to nickel and dime him too much at the 5.05, exactly at 5.025. But I think something closer to 5.150, an extra 100K or so on top of the 85%. That should be okay. So 3 years at 5.15. We'll see if he is happy to stay in Seattle a little longer. And we'll take care of Trocheck, Schwartz, and everything else probably next episode when we can discuss it a little bit more. But that being said, let's get into the lineup here for the Colorado Avalanche. Very, very strong team for sure. The top line is Peyton Baines, the 3rd overall pick in 2024 with 5-star shooting. 89 overall Alex Newhook, and 90 overall Mikko Rantanen. Second line is Tyler Bertuzzi, Igor Sharangovich, and Gabriel Landeskog, the captain who stuck around. We, long story short, we took him in the expansion draft, but then so that Colorado could keep him, they gave us picks and Martin Kaut. Martin Kaut got traded in a deal that I think became Ryan Suzuki, so just keep note of that. And then, of course, because they kept him and signed other players, they couldn't end up re-signing Nathan McKinnon. Third line, Fabry, Jost and Pinto. Fourth line, Mateos, Stevens, and Blake Lizotte. Defense, Samuel Girard and Cale Makar. That's a 1-2 punch if I ever saw one. Bowen Byram and Rasmus Ristolainen on the second. And then Samorukov and Hutton on the third. Between the pipes, it is 91 overall Connor Hellebuck, backed up by Taylor Gauthier, 78 overall. Hellebuck, what's kind of deal? 2 more years at 9.98. Notorious for not being able to sim well in the playoffs, so we'll see what happens. Last year in the playoffs, in 5 games, he had an 871 save percentage and 4.12 goals against average, so hopefully we can try and take advantage of that. But needless to say, Colorado is a very strong team, and I would also say a very well-rounded team. So with all that being said, we are ready to defend our Stanley Cup championship. We won the Stanley Cup in our 4th season in the NHL. It was a long road, but now here in our 5th season in the NHL, we are looking to go back to back. If you are indeed new to the channel, you'll see that this video is over an hour long. Sometimes it's an hour 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I always change it up. It's because I don't want the video to be spoiled. So if we do indeed lose in the first round or second round and it's done after 45 minutes and it is an hour of a black screen with some music going afterwards, I would appreciate if you just let it run a little bit in the background if you're not doing anything. Turn the volume off or mute it, whatever you like. It does help the channel, but it also helps to maintain the integrity of the episode, because it's never fun if an episode is 30 minutes long. You know that we didn't win the Stanley Cup. So you'll react live, I'll react live. Year 5, Game 1, Round 1, Climate Pledge Arena. Nathan MacKinnon against his old team, looking to defend their Stanley Cup championship with the Art Ross Trophy winner on that first line. Let's hit it. First period, 0-0 game shots, 16-7 in Seattle's favor. We're coming out guns blazing. Second period now, 1-1 game. David Jiricek opens up the scoring, the sophomore himself, and Shane Pinto coming a few minutes later. Shots more than double in our favor, 29-14, but it's a 1-1 game heading into the third period. Ristolainen scores 56 seconds in, and it's 2-1 Colorado. With just 5 minutes into the period now, power play Seattle. That one's killed off, still almost doubling the shots, but this time it's a shorthanded goal from Keandre Miller. Colorado still on the power play, a very extended power play. We kill it off. The game is tied at 2 with 5 minutes to go. Shots are getting a bit closer, but 35-24 in our favor. Final minute now, 2-2 game. We're headed to overtime thanks to Keandre Miller's game-tying goal, shorthanded no less. Let's hit overtime. Overtime in Seattle. Next team to score a goal puts their team up 1-0 in this first round. Great to get that if we're on home ice, but Colorado would love to steal one away. I actually didn't even notice. We're on the power play to start this period. Did not notice. Here's Nathan MacKinnon moving in. Hellebuyck will hang on. So offensive zone faceoff coming up. We still have over a minute and a half of power play time. First units out there. MacKinnon, Beniers, Marco. Let's hit it. Trocheck, little 2-on-2, nice stick there from Makar. Schwartz gets it to Bear, hits off one of or two of their penalty coming up. My apologies here for the mix-up. And now Seattle's getting a penalty for interference. Fantastic. So the shot was blocked by our own man or Colorado's player, and now Tuck's getting 2 for interference. So 4-on-4, clapping for the ref. Really disappointed in that call, I suppose. I'd love to see it if they could show it, but they never like to really, so I guess we'll have to go and look at it ourselves. Shout out to Wesley Benjamin in the Discord server telling me how we can fix this, because NHL doesn't like to show replays anymore. You got to go to audio and visual settings, then over to broadcast settings, and from condensed you go to full. So thank you very much, Wes. Now let's go back and look at the replay that we wanted to see, and hopefully that won't happen again moving forward. I don't know what this call is. Just a little bump. The puck is right there. I guess that little extra hit afterwards. Okay, 2 for interference for Tuck, and he is not happy about that play, especially in a playoff game. Gets it up the ice to Isaiah Marco. 2-on-2 now. Marco on his backhand. Draws in 3 players, finds a way to slip away, and just wide of the net. Great opportunity there. Blue hook. Over to Landeskog, to Jost from a short angle, and Gustafsson gets a shoulder on that and hangs on. Bertuzzi's little zone entry here, can't get it through traffic, but then a nice blocker save from a diving Philip Gustafsson. Not sure if that was going wide, but great to get a piece of Baines. A little 3-on-3 action here. Baines in front. Oh, great pass, but a nice save from Gustafsson. Pulock can get it out and up to Trocheck. Trocheck doesn't know where to skate with the puck. He gets thrown to the ice. Matty Beniers on net. One of Hellebuyck's few saves here in the overtime period. A nice pass off the boards. Good cycling. Miller, Tarasenko back to the point. It's Ethan Bear who lets one go. Nice blocker save from Hellebuyck. MacKinnon now, with lots of space and speed, tries the windmill, but Gerard stands him up. Big hit back from MacKinnon, though. Now he has the puck. Backhand there. Saved from Hellebuyck with just over 10 seconds left now. Peyton Baines over the blue line, tries the windmill, still has possession. Stevens gets bumped off the puck. 4 people jostling there. Final 4 seconds. Marco with a nice move. Rip. And oh my goodness, off the side of the net. A bit of a weird play there as MacKinnon almost had a chance with a second or 2 to go. But that is the first overtime period. Not a lot happening on either side. I've been doing a lot of talking, but I don't know how much is really going to be making the end of the episode because not a lot happening. Shots are still in our favor, but now 45-35 as we head into double overtime. MacKinnon now has a chance. Open space all alone, and it was just the goaltender to beat. Good save there from Hellebuck for the blue line now. Let's try and set something up here in the zone. Tarasenko gets a one-timer away. Trangovic with a chance. Nicely done by Gustafsson to stay once again square to the shot. Over halfway through this second overtime period. And again, not much offense from either side. It's been a lot of broken AI going back and forth. With 7:34 to go in double overtime, it's a holding penalty towards Isaac Roseyan. Let's see this one. Yeah, that's a soft call. Here's Bertuzzi. Lots of space. The one-timer from McKinnon, though. He whiffs on it. McKinnon will take it and clear it down. Down to Ethan there. Joe takes it away from him, though. Now up to Landeskog. Scores. Oh, man. I think just as the penalty expired as well. Oh man, 14 minutes into double overtime. That was a lot of recording and commentary. Likely very little of it makes it to the final cut, as just not a lot of offense from either side. Little shots here and there, but Gabe Landeskog, technically the former Seattle Kraken, no longer the captain for some reason with the A on his jersey. A weird little glitch goal. Hold it far away, hold it out towards his side, and then just put it in. That's a classic. 1-0 Colorado in this series now. It was a physical game. There was a lot of shots. Shots ended in our favor. So 48-40 though. Colorado had a lot of shots. They were 1 for 5 on the power play. We were 0 for 9 on the power play. That's absolutely unacceptable. So no one to blame but ourselves. Gus did well. And all we can do is get ready for game number 2 now. All right, so let's wash that one away and get ready for game number 2 now. Back at home. Rest up after a late night in Seattle. Sleepless in Seattle, as they say. Let's do it. First period, game 2. And, okay, so always when I click the button, it's a little bit of a longer pause. I know that there's some goals scored, and there were 4 in this period. Pinto opens it up, and then Trangovic almost 2 minutes later, making it 2-0 Colorado. They have 2 goals on 5 shots from a bad angle, no less. But then Isaiah Marco, thankfully, brings us back into it. Then Ryan Suzuki ties it up to end off the period. Shots 13-5. 2-2 game after 20. Second period now, 4-3. Pinto scores once again to open up the period early. Jaden Schwartz on the power play, then Isaac Roseyan with his first career playoff goal. Shots are 26-14, but it's 4-3 Seattle headed into this third period. Let's go, Gus. Let's go. You got to stand tall. You did very well last game, but I need you to show up in game 2 as well. If you gotta show me that stamina. But then Stevens ties it up. 4 goals on 20 shots. Power play Seattle now after that shameful power play opportunities last game. 3 minutes to go, still 4-4. Final minute now, 2 seconds, and we're headed to overtime once again. Shots are 43-22, almost double, yet we are tied at 4. Overtime, game 2 here in Seattle, hoping to do a bit better than we did 24 hours ago. A goal for Colorado has them snatch away both games on the road, and they go back home with a 2-0 series lead. But a goal for us ties the series up at 1 and makes it a best of 5. Baines walking in. Nicely done by Yurchuk to get a stick on that puck. Now Alex Tuck exiting the zone. Pulak up to Marco into Colorado territory. Isaiah Marco put it on net, Bello. Glove save from Hellebuck. Offensive zone face-off here from Matty Beniers. He wins it back to Keandre Miller. Schwartz, Beniers scores! Beautifully done. Make it snappy. Bang. Very well orchestrated. Oh, my goodness, that was clean. Tic-tac-toe, bang. Colorado losing in overtime, despite us, rightfully so in my opinion, with those like 20 shots that they had. Matty Beniers getting the winner. Schwartz, oh beautiful, look at this, Hollywood effects. Make it snappy and don't forget it. 1-1 series, we're headed to Colorado, and it's going to be a best of 5. Shots in the end, 45-22. We definitely deserved that one. 5-4 the final. A bit of some shaky goaltending, I do have to say. Gus was not great in that one. If we had lost, I definitely would have changed it up, but I might give him game 3 as a favor for doing so well in the regular season, but he has to show up here in game number 3 if we're going to keep rolling with him moving forward, because Peyton Wilm is primed and ready to go. Alex Tuck, easy decision to decide to renew the contract. Welcome to Seattle long-term, my friend. 3 more years of Alex Tuck. Sign him up, Bello, and get him on board. Moving to Colorado now. Matty Beniers, 3 points in 2 games, including that game winner in game number 2. We are outscoring Colorado, what, 5, 6, 7? No, it's tied 7-7, so it's been pretty even offensively. Let's try and pull away here and not let Colorado gain any momentum at home. First period, 2-2 once again. Feel that little delay. Last time it was 2 from them, 2 from us. Now it's reversed. 2 from us, Cole Lind, and then David Yurchuk on the power play followed by 2 from them a minute later for Gabe Landeskog, and another minute and 11 seconds after that, Peyton Baines. Shots 13-9 for the Avalanche, 2-2 game. Second period now, 3-2 for the Avalanche as Cale Makar scores to put them ahead. 3 goals on 23 shots for the Avalanche, 2 on 17 for us. We're down by 1 into the final 20 minutes now, and we're going to need some offense from the top 6 here. It's been great to have the defense come through a little bit. 5-on-4 power play, killed off, lost quickly because we took a penalty ourselves. Back to 5-on-5. Power play Avalanche late now. We kill that off. 5 minutes to go. Power play Seattle with 5 minutes to go. Oh my goodness, this power play. Minute left, and that's it. We lose 3-2. 3 goals on 30 shots. Not even horrible from Philip Gustafsson. Oh, man. I don't know why the scoring isn't able to get going for anything, but now's the time. We can't afford to go down 3. Every game's been decided by 1 goal. The little things are going to count in this series. We cannot afford to go down 3-1, so it's time to start thinking about some changes. We'll switch up those lines here. We're going to go Marco on the second line with Beniers and Schwartz. We'll go Tarasenko to the top line. Bottom 6, okay. No big issues. Cole Lynn scored last game. He's -3. Suzuki has goal and assist. No big issues. Yerchek has a couple goals, -1. Pulak, -1. And the third pair, -1, -2. But 2 assists from Shillington. Gustafsson holding an .891 save percentage. Very tempted to go to Peyton Wilm, but wasn't horrible from Gus. It was a .900 save percentage kind of night. But like last play, it was a bit controversial when I went to Ben Bishop last season. I'm going to pull another controversial move right now. If it backfires, it backfires. But I'm going to Peyton Wilm for game number 4 in Colorado. The 22-year-old with the X Factors, with the overall. Gus was not horrible, but we're going to Peyton. Colorado would love to win both at home, so let's try and spoil the party. 1-1 in Climate Pledge Arena, 1-1 in Colorado. I wouldn't mind making it a best of 3 right here. Let's tie the series up at 2 and show the NHL what we're made of. Let's go, boys, with these line changes. First period, and it is a 0-0 game, but the offense is there. Shots 14-8 in our favor. Second period now, 2-0 Seattle. Let's go. There's those second line changes there. Now we got Schwartz, Beniers, and Marco. Beniers scoring twice in a span of 10 seconds. 2-0 for the Kraken now. Shots 27-14. Up by 2 in the third period. And make it 3 as the captain, welcome to the party, scoring against his old team in his old barn. Sharangovich cutting that lead to 2 with a goal just 4 seconds later. I don't know how they got all the way down the ice in 4 seconds. Power play Colorado, we kill it off. Power play Seattle. Power play goal from Jaden Schwartz, his second power play goal of these playoffs. Power play once again, this time killed off. We're dominating the Avalanche in this one. Very well done. Fabry scores late. 3 minutes to go. Still up by 2, though. Make it 5-2 as Alex Tuch scores his first playoff goal as a Kraken. And we end this one with a 5-2 victory, outshooting Seattle 35-24. Don't mind if I do. Beniers with 2 goals and an assist. Isaiah Marco on that second line. Let's go. He was the difference maker with 4 assists. And Jaden Schwartz, a goal and an assist. Big win to tie the series up at 2. And we're back to having a best of 3. So game 4 was the first to be decided by more than 1 goal as we won it 5-2. We're headed back home to Climate Pledge Arena where both those games were decided in overtime. We can definitely take this at home and go up 3-2 and have a chance to end it in game 6. We don't want to give Colorado that opportunity back at home. So this is a huge one, my friends. Game number 5 at home in round 1. First period, a lot of scoring here, and it's 5-1 Kraken. Okay. Dawson Mercer opens up with his first career playoff goal. Vinny Trocheck, one of the veterans on this team now, makes it 2-0. Fabry comes 30 seconds later to make it 2-1, but then Rosayan makes it 3-1. The captain makes it 4-1, and Ryan Suzuki, who had a great playoffs last year as well, makes it 5-1. Shots 12-5. 5 goals on 12 shots against Hellebuck, starting to crack a little bit against the Kraken. We're up by 4. Second period now, 5-2 as Sharangovich scores on the power play. Shots only 22-13, not a lot of shots for a 7-goal game so far, but we're up by 3 here in the third period. 5 minutes in, Sharangovich scores again. 5-3, our lead cut to 2. We definitely want to think about adding to it. Power play goes nowhere. Halfway through his third period, still up by 2, shots 30-20. Nice little ratio we have going. Final 5 minutes. Colorado definitely pushing, but we're standing tall. We're doing well, and Trocheck will add the empty netter for a 6-3 victory. Back-to-back wins by 3 goals. 33-24 are the shots in this one, and we are from down 2-1 to up 3-2 in this series. First star, my goodness, look at that third line. Trocheck with 2 goals, 2 assists. Dawson Mercer, a goal and 2 assists. Rosayan with a goal and an assist. That third line was firing on all cylinders. Okay, so now we have the chance to go back to Colorado and end it in front of the Avalanche's home fans. Nathan MacKinnon can just put that final dagger in there, the last nail in the coffin to end it. Let's just get this first round over with. Do not let them push it to 7. Don't give them any life. Let's close it out. First period, no scoring. Shots 13-8 in our favor. Second period now, 1-1 game. Oliver Shillington with his first career playoff goal as a Kraken, but then Tyson Jost ties it back up. We're out shooting Colorado 24-18. Peyton Williams been doing well. Final 20 minutes here. The Avalanche starting it out on a power play that we kill off, thankfully, and Popov scoring his first career playoff goal and his second goal of his NHL career with only one in the regular season. Great timing for Vitaly Popov, and now we're up by 1 halfway through this third period. Ryan Pulock, speaking of people who don't score, makes it 3-1. Shots are 39-23, destroying the Avalanche tonight, and Suzuki adds another insult to injury, and we are through, ladies and gentlemen, with a 4-1 victory in game number 6. We have eliminated the Colorado Avalanche and are on to the second round. Popov, first star of the game with the game-winning goal and an assist. Peyton Will makes 24 saves, doing well. And Ryan Suzuki, a goal and an assist. Okay. So a little bit of a scare, but we came back, fought hard, and the last 3 games, after the first the first 3 were decided by 1 goal. The final 3 are decided by 3 goals, all in our favor each time. Quickly looking at the numbers after that first round, Vinny Trocheck with 7 points in 6 games. Not alone in being a 7-point scorer, I do not believe. No, he is. But Beniers, even Condre Miller, not known for scoring too much. Isaiah Marco all with 6. Then Suzuki with 5 and 6. Schwartz, Roseyan, Pulock all with 5 and 6. Okay, offense from unlikely sources. But then meanwhile, only 3 and 6 for McKinnon, only 3 and 6 for Tarasenko. Popov with his goal there, and Tuck only 2 and 6. So the top line not necessarily firing on all cylinders, but the rest of the team is picking up the slack. Goaltending, we pulled Gustafsson at an .891 save percentage, 2.76 against. Peyton Williams goes 3-0 with a .917 save percentage, 2.00 goals against average. He will be our starter heading into the second round, I believe. We gave Gus the chance. He didn't do horribly, but we needed him to do a little bit more, and thankfully the team had the inspiration to just go out there, take those offensive chances, it seems like, with Peyton Williams between the pipes, and we will enjoy a nice 6-game victory and a little bit of relaxation before the second round, where we will be taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. It was meant to be. So the pieces we traded to Vegas, Dennis Chalowski and Chandler Stevenson most notably, they ended up getting traded again. So they are no longer on the Vegas Golden Knights. But we do have Alex Tuck and Oliver Shillington, the 2 pieces that we got from them. So definitely a couple of players against their old team. Not sure what the product of the Stevenson and Chalowski trades were, but my goodness, here's the Vegas Golden Knights. Jonathan Drouin, 88 overall on the top line with Nolan Patrick, and 85 overall 33-year-old Mark Stone. Second line, Tyler Toffoli, William Karlsson, and 78 overall 37-year-old Max Pacioretty, who has 7 points in 5 games and scored 30 points in 56 this season. All right, with AHL potential. Third line, Nicholas Lundmark, the 6th overall pick in 2024. Teddy Bluger and Jesse Puljujärvi. Fourth line, Frédéric Gauthier, Kyra, and Lucas Alvins, who is he's a two-way forward. I thought he was a grinder. Defense here, Nicholas Haig with Alex Pietrangelo. Second pair, Kevin Shattenkirk at 37 years of age with Nate Schmidt at 34. Third pair is Shaika and Punnett. Between the pipes for Vegas, they have Capo Kakinen, backed up by 73 overall Dylan Garand. Defensively, healthy scratches are Derek Forbort and 64 overall Sergei Nikolishin. So defense, nothing crazy on defense, I don't think. Between 78 and 82 overall for 5 out of 6 of them, aside from Pietrangelo there. Offense, the top 6 looks pretty good. The second line, especially firing on all cylinders. That's the key word of the day. The phrase of the day, but it's that middle 6, it seems like, is driving the offense the most. Defense, nothing crazy to write home about, but they did eliminate the very strong Edmonton Oilers in 5 games, so gotta give credit where credit is due, and I'm sure that I'm sure Capo Kakinen is probably going off as well. Checking his numbers here, yeah, 923 save percentage, 2.6 goals against average, very nice for him. So Vegas may not look like the craziest team on paper, but we got to respect them. They had a regular season record of 43-34-5, similar to what Colorado had. Game 1, round 2 at Climate Pledge Arena. Let's hit it against the Vegas Golden Knights with Alex Tuch and Oliver Shillington against their old team, especially Tuch, though, who played many years with the Vegas Golden Knights. Was it 6 or 7 seasons? Let's do it. First period ending 0-0, but shots 17-13. So 30 shots in that first period between the two teams. 20 minutes, 30 shots, quite the offensive period. Second period now, 2-1 Kraken. Tarasenko, the captain, opens up on the power play. Ryan Suzuki a couple minutes later, who always seems to show up in the postseason. And then Jonathan Drouin, who found his way away from Montreal and grew to an 88 overall. Shots 30-27 in our favor. We're up 2-1 heading into this final period now. 1-goal lead is very slim. I'd love to see more of that top 6 coming through. Alex Tuch against his old team. Nate McKinnon, why don't you join in on the action? Why not? Halfway through the period, still 2-1. Shots 39-33 as Isaiah Marco adds a power play goal. The special teams are showing up now a little bit. 5 minutes to go. Shots are very even. Peyton Wilm is standing tall, and a power play killed off. Ooh, Kyra scores late, but then Tarasenko adds the empty netter for insurance, and this one ends 4-2 the final. Shots 42-35, but Peyton Wilm making 33 saves for the victory, getting him first star honors. 2 goals from the captain and 2 assists from Nathan MacKinnon to start this series off very well with a 1-0 victory. No reason to stop anything. Let's just keep it rolling heading into game number 2 at home. Oscar Magnuson will make a quick injury lineup change here in the AHL. All right, that's all done. Ready for game 2 now at home after a nice 4-2 victory. Peyton Wilm stood tall. The offense came through. Very good night all around. Let's try and continue to... This scoring by committee approach is not bad, but I'd love to see more from the big boys like Nathan MacKinnon, even Alex Tuch against his old team. First period now, 1-1 game. Lundmark opens up the scoring. Then the captain, there he is, Vladimir Tarasenko, tying it back up. He is still feeling those Conn Smythe vibes from last postseason, last Stanley Cup run. Second period, 2-2. Nathan MacKinnon, thank you very much, puts us up 2-1. But then Elvines on that fourth line ties it up at 2. Shots are 22-16 for Vegas. Tie game into the final 20 now. We'd love to take a 2-0 series lead headed back to Vegas. Extended power play. And Cole Lind, what's he doing on the power play? Cole Lind puts us up 3-2. Okay. Good old Cole Lind, an original Kraken. He's been here for the whole ride. Very nice. We're up by 1. Now with just 5 minutes to go, we're being outshot 31-25. Another power play, and it's another power play goal from Nathan MacKinnon. And then even strength, what I was saying, even strength, even bear, the floodgates have opened in this third period from a 2-2 game to a 6-2 victory with 4 goals in that third period, with the last 3 coming within like a minute and 14 seconds of each other. Thank you very much. Don't mind if we do. We get outshot 32-28, but win 6-2 the final. MacKinnon 2 goals and an assist. Trocheck 3 assists, and big Peyton Hollywood Wilm making 30 saves. Wow. We're up 2-0 in the series, headed to T-Mobile Arena. 10 points in 8 games for Vinny Trocheck. He's been a great playmaker out here. In the other series in the West, Hawks are up 2-0 over the Stars, and Islanders, Blue Jackets, Bruins, Hurricanes are all tied at 1. Now in Las Vegas for Game 3, Round 2. I'd love to take a commanding lead in this series. Let's keep fighting hard, boys. We've been doing extremely well. Ryan Bullock, first shot of the night. What's he doing pinching all the way down there? We're doing well. Let's just... Nothing left to say, boys. You know what to do. Keep doing it. Oh my goodness. 4-0 Seattle. Tuch scores a couple minutes after that. Then Nathan MacKinnon. Kakinen gets pulled, and then Garin gives up a goal on Ethan Bear. To Ethan Bear with 8 seconds to go in the first. Shots are 12-9. A third of our shots have gone in. 4-0. Headed into the second period. After 40, now 5-0, as Alex Tuch scores his second of the night, outshooting Vegas 26-18, up by 5. I think that'll be all she wrote, but let's see what happens in this third period. Gonna go up 3-0 in this series with an opportunity to sweep the Vegas Golden Knights out of the second round on their own home ice. Shots are pretty even, but one tandem of goalies let in 5 goals on those same amount of shots, and one of them has shut the door for a shutout. 33 save shutout from Peyton Hollywood Wilm, and it's a 5-0 victory. First star honors for him. A goal and 2 assists from MacKinnon, and 2 goals from Alex Tuch. The exact 2 people I wanted to see scoring from. They get third and second star honors. Very, very nice. And we have a chance to end it in Vegas now. So we're up 3-0 over Vegas. Chicago's up 3-0 over Dallas. And we may be on a collision course here with the Blackhawks, but let's not count those chickens before they hatch. Game 4 in Vegas with a chance to sweep the Golden Knights out of the postseason. First period, 0-0, shots 13-9 in our favor. Second period, here's some scoring, 1-1. William Karlsson opens up the scoring early, but then K'Andre Miller scoring, his second of the postseason? Shots 21-19 in our favor. It's a 1-1 game headed into the final 20 minutes now. Vegas fighting for all they have. Power play Seattle early, killed off. Vegas power play, and Mark Stone scores his first of the series. But then Vinny Trocheck, just 9 seconds later, comes right back to tie it up at 2. Power play Seattle. Then again, power play Vegas. And again, power play goal Mark Stone. And then again, Ryan Suzuki, just 23 seconds later. 3-3 game, power play Vegas. Shorthanded goal for Nathan MacKinnon. Okay, with 3 minutes to go now. We're up by 1. 4-3 is the score for Seattle. Will that be enough? And yes, it will be. With a 4-game sweep, the Seattle Kraken are on to the Western Conference Finals for the second time in as many years. So a power play, the special teams were going all over the place. Power play Vegas, power play goal, we tied back up just seconds later. Power play for Vegas, power play goal for Vegas. And then, once again, seconds later, this time a little longer, 20 seconds, Ryan Suzuki ties it up. Power play Vegas again, third time, but this time, it's a shorthanded goal for the captain, Nathan MacKinnon. He put an end to that trend. Shots end 33-29, and we take it. 3 stars in this one. Mark Stone, there you go, second star honors for him. First time in this entire series that a player not on the Kraken gets a star, but small consolation for Mark Stone getting first star of the night. Trocheck a goal and assist. He's been going off, and Nathan MacKinnon with that goal. 4-3 the final, and we are on to the Western Conference Finals. We'll see what happens with Chicago and Dallas, as their series is going to be prolonged a little longer, as Dallas has a little life. But through 10 games, Nate MacKinnon is back. Mac Attack, 12 points in 10 games. Trocheck also 12 points in 10 games. Tarasenko, Marco both with 9. Suzuki, Roseyan, and Schwartz all with 8. Hats off to them. 5 goals in 10 games for Ryan Suzuki, shooting at 31.3%, playing 7.5 minutes a night. Alex Tuch with 7, Beniers with 7, Pulak with 7, Miller, Popov also with 7. Wow. Lind 6, Shillington 5, Bear 4, Yurchek 3, same as Mercer. Nothing for defensive defenseman Alex Kozlov. Won't hold it against the rookie. Goaltending now, Peyton Wilmis 7-0 with a shutout, a .935 save percentage, and 1.86 goals against average. Wilm on film, Peyton Hollywood Wilm. My goodness. So let's rest up. Let's just eat well, sleep well, rest well, practice hard, and we'll see who our opponent will be in the Western Conference Finals. Also, before we get to the next round, I will take a moment now that we're at the first/second-ish week of May to update the scouting for the final report, and then we'll get on to round number 3. So that's all taken care of. It's a very strong draft, good, deep selections, top 6 and elite potential into the 3rd, 4th round, so keep note of that when we head into the draft next episode. But in round number 3, we'll be taking on the Chicago Blackhawks, who took down the Dallas Stars in what ended up being a 7-game thriller. Dallas almost pulling off the reverse sweep, so we're getting a tired Chicago team that has fought hard. Over in the Eastern Conference, it is the Islanders versus the Hurricanes for the Eastern Conference Finals. So Seattle, Chicago, Islanders, Hurricanes, quite the Final Four here in 2026. Now let's check out the Chicago Blackhawks lines. We have definitely been here before, as if you remember in last year's Stanley Cup run, we beat the Chicago Blackhawks in 7 games in the Western Conference Finals to end up sweeping the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup Finals. So this is 2025 all over again. Chicago could have had that Stanley Cup if they beat us in Game 7. I believe we blew them out like 7-3 or something. It was a tough, hard-fought series, but in Game 7 we took it and went on to win the Cup. So it's a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals. First line, DeBrincat, Doc, and Patrick Kane, now 37 years of age, 89 overall. He has 11 points in 13 games. Second line, Alex Nylander, Matthias Janmark, and 77 overall, Evgeny Dadonov, who has 10 points in 13 games. Third line, Jimmy Vesey, Boone Jenner, and Dominic Kubalik. Fourth line, Entwistle, 38-year-old, 78 overall, Johnny Toews, who has found his way back to Chicago after spending 2 years in San Jose, goes back to Chicago and scores 58 points in 82 games, his highest since he had left in 2019-20. Sorry, since 2019-20, then he left in 2022-23, so that's a great story. And then Michael Tepley. Defense, it's Carson Lambos and Seth Jones on the first pair, Hayek and Murphy on the second, Klefbom and Orlov on the third. Between the pipes, it is 81 overall Casey DeSmith, backed up by 77 overall Antti Ranta. DeSmith, of course, has a 922 save percentage as an 81 overall, and Ranta has not played yet. He also found his way back to Chicago now. Scratches are Lindblom, Grimaldi, and Regula. Interesting. So, very offensive-dominated team. It seems like defense. 1 goal, 6 assists for Seth Jones, but I'm sure that guys like Patty Kane, as we already saw his point totals, but Kirby Dach, 5 goals, 7 assists. DeBrincat, 5 goals, 6 assists. So, Dadonov, those 10 points. Janmark has 9 points. So the offense seems to be okay. We'll have to try and break through the defense. And as we did last year, take advantage of Casey DeSmith being the goaltender. I believe he was, I'm not sure if he was 81 last year, but regardless, it is Casey DeSmith, and he has good numbers so far. So let's hit it. Game 1 of the 2026 Western Conference Finals. Second time in as many years that both teams have been here. I'm not sure if Chicago had years before that, but it is a rematch of 2025. Both teams are hungry. Both teams are playing well, but the Kraken are rested. The Blackhawks are coming off of that near reverse sweep against them. So let's do it. Game 1, round 3, first period, and it's a 0-0 game. Shot 16-7 in our favor. Second period now, 2-0 for the Blackhawks. Kirby Dach owns up the scoring, then Carson Lambos on the power play 5 minutes later. We're out shooting Chicago 23-21, but we're down 2-0 after 40. Let's try and get somebody to break through Casey DeSmith here. Let's go. We called, okay, Isaiah Marco, thank you very much. There was some name calling last year, called him a bit of a fraud maybe. We knew that those numbers are unsustainable for a lower overall goalie usually, so we broke through him eventually. But power play Chicago here. Only 4 minutes to go. We only scored once against him on 34 shots. Minute to go. And the Blackhawks will win it 2-1, despite shots being 35-26 in our favor. The Blackhawks win 2-1 here in EA land, where Casey DeSmith made 34 saves. Hollywood Wilm made 24 for second star, but Carson Lambos getting the game-winning goal. A tough 2-1 loss. All of our losses in the playoffs so far have come by 1 goal. So let's try and shake it off. We didn't play bad defensively. We just got to break through that defense, and nothing to say, but let's get back out there and do it again. We cannot drop both games at home. Let's tie this series up at 1. It's a pivotal game. I know it's early, but this could be a pivotal one. First period, that was an early goal, but tied up later by Janmark. Dawson Mercer scores 55 seconds in. Then Janmark scores with 22 seconds left in the second period. Shots 11-8 in our favor. 1-1 game. Second period now 2-2. McKinnon scores, and then Orlov answers right back. Shots are 21-17, but headed into the third period, we are dead even, tied at 2. The trend would say Seattle's next to score, but let's see what happens. Power play Chicago, and Jaden Schwartz keeps it going. Antti Ranta now between the pipes. 3-2 for the Kraken, but Libor Hayek continues the trend and ties it right back up a few minutes later. 3-3 game with 7 minutes to go. Shots tied at 24. Isaiah Marco puts us up 4-3 with 5 minutes to go. And the trend continues as Oscar Klefbom ties it back up. And then Nathan McKinnon with 2 minutes to go. Let's try and hold on with 13 seconds left. And we do, thank goodness. So Antti Ranta, was he in for the whole game? No, so DeSmith got pulled, probably due to injury, because he only let in 1 goal in that first period. Ranta proceeds to let in the next 4 goals. Schwartz, Hayek, Marco, Klefbom, and then with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, Nathan McKinnon, the Art Ross and very likely Hart Trophy winner. Shots are 31-27 for Chicago, but we take it 5 for the final. Another 1-goal game. 2 goals for McKinnon, a goal and assist for Marco, and a goal and an assist for Jaden Schwartz to come away with that 5-4 victory. Tied at 1, best of 5, headed back to Chicago. At the United Center, 5-goal game is great. Not always great to allow 4 goals, but the offense came through, so nothing to really touch upon yet. It's been smooth sailing in terms of the lines, not having to really touch up too much. Let's keep it going at the United Center. Game 3 here in Chicago. Winner goes up by 1 in the series, which is now a best of 5. Game 3, round 3. First period, 1-1 game, very even on both sides at all times. Patty Kane with his first of the series, and Nathan McKinnon, short-handed no less, ties it up. Second period now, no scoring. Shots are 20-19. Again, very evenly matched game here. 1-1 through 40. as we're now into the final 20 minutes, and the Kraken have a power play, and Matty Beniers, just as the power play expires, puts us up 2-1 now with 12 minutes to go, pulling away in the shots a little bit. 28-24 now with 8 minutes to go. Still that 1-goal lead. Power play Chicago, a golden opportunity, but the Kraken kill it off. Huge penalty kill with 2 minutes to go. And will it be another 1-goal victory? Yes, it will be. Shots end 30-26, and the Kraken win it 2-1 the final. DeSmith makes 28 saves, but Peyton Will makes 25, and Matty Beniers the game-winning goal. Another 1-goal game, 2-1 in our favor. Now we are up 2-1 in this series after losing game 1 by the same score of 2-1. So let's just keep things rolling, as I said, but of course got to fix some injuries here in the AHL. Okay, that's taken care of, and now we're ready to hop into game number 4 back at the United Center. We're looking to steal both from Chicago on their home ice. 15 points in 13 games for Nate McKinnon. No one really going crazy in the points, pulling away 10 points above the amount of games played like Vladimir Tarasenko last season, but we are scoring and winning by committee with strong defense. Let's keep that same trend up here in game number 4. First period, 3-1 Chicago. Yikes. So Alex Nylander scoring twice in the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And then Oscar Klefbom adds another. We're down 3-0 before Ryan Pulock puts an end to it. DeSmith back in net, so Ranta, as he was back in last game anyway, so Ranta, that was just a 2-period type of thing. 13-7 of the shots for Chicago. We're down 3-1. Not looking good through 20, but still lots of time left in this one. Second period, 4-2, goal apiece there. McKinnon brings us within 1, but then Alex DeBrincat restores the 2-goal lead for the Blackhawks. Shots 26-19 for Chicago, 4-2 game. Final 20 minutes, and we're not done yet. We have the offensive capabilities. We know that. Let's see if anything can get going. No scoring through the first 10 minutes of this period until Nathan McKinnon actually at the 10:47 mark gets something in there. Power play Chicago, killed off. We're down by 1 with 5 to go. 30 shots in our favor, 38 for Chicago. Final 2 minutes. Any final heroics? But DeBrincat adds the empty netter, and we'll drop this one 5-3. Shots were 40-31, 71 shots in the end. So a very offensive game. High speed, a lot of chances. 2 goals for each of the 3 stars, DeBrincat, Nylander, and McKinnon. And just like that with the 5-3 loss, this series is tied at 2. And we find ourselves once again back into a best of 3. Vince Sloan just came back from injury. Now he's injured again down in the AHL. Taken care of once again. 17 points now with 10 goals through 14 games for Nathan McKinnon. Down in the AHL, we are through to the Calder Cup, the Calder Cup finals here against West versus East, against the Belleville Senators after taking down Vegas's farm team. So very strong team there in Belleville, 54-24-4. That'll be a good one. 13 points for Jameson Reese. That being said, tough defensively. I don't know if I want to touch up defensive pairs. This is the first time I've ever really thought about it, but even then I'm not really sold on it. The offense has been fine. Don't want to touch that, although the bottom 6 have started to slow down. Yurchek's a +4, Pulak's a +6, Miller 8, Bear +10, Kozlov 5, and Shillington +1. The only one that's slacking a little bit, but can't put him much lower than the third pair. I'm not going to start calling up people. I'm not going to call up Jake Bean to replace Shillington, for example, when he has 5 points and a +1. So nothing really to say there. Peyton Wilm at a .925 save percentage. Couple hiccups, but nothing to say aside from let's just put our heads down. Let's get back into it. Game number 5. Don't want to go down 3-2. Let's go up 3-2 just like that first round and have a chance to end it on our opponent's own home ice. Here we go. First period of game number 5. It's a best of 3 to see who goes to the Stanley Cup Finals. First period, Chicago scores early. Boone Jenner a minute and a half in. Shots 14-6 for Seattle, but 1-0 Chicago. Second period now 2-0. Patrick Kane on the power play. We're more than doubling Chicago's shots, 27-13. Yet we're down 2-0. Classic Casey DeSmith. Man. Third period, down by 2, and we know that we can score 2 in 1 period easily. Power play goal to start off from Vinny Trocheck. Power play going to the Chicago Blackhawks. Back to us now. Another power play opportunity killed off. Halfway through the period, another power play chance now. Killed off again. Shots 32-16, doubling the shots. Down 2-1. Vinny Trocheck, the lone goal scorer. Top 6, where are you? A minute left, 19 seconds. It's another 1-goal loss. 33 saves by 81 overall Casey DeSmith. Kane with the goal. Trocheck with the lone goal for us. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in this postseason, we now find ourselves on the brink of elimination with a tough 2-1 loss. Not sure if it's time to change up the lines. I don't know. These same lines score 5 goals one game and 1 goal the next. So Tuck's been sleeping goal-wise, only 3 for him, but 10 points, -2. Might consider bringing Schwartz up. That's really worked well last season. Let's try Schwartz on the top line. We're saying +5. Trocheck's been great. Maybe we need a better sniper. No. It's been bottom 6 is what it should be. And the plus-minuses have been fine for the defense unless we bring Miller and Bear up to the top pair, but it goes from +2/+2 to 0/3. We're going to try that. I'm going to try that. This has been our best defensive pair. Let's give them the most minutes. They're playing a lot, 21-24. Jiricek, 23-22. Let's try even more time. That's how the playoffs go. Like the Canadians in the Cup final are rolling like 4 defensemen at all times. So let's try that. Boy, Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. We got to tie it to send it to 7. I'm pretty sure this was the same story last season. At the United Center, it all comes down to this. I'm looking at the veterans. I'm looking at Schwartz. I'm looking at Vlad. I'm looking at the high goal scorers. I'm looking at the point getters. I'm looking at Nate. I'm looking at Marco Beniers. Defense, don't be afraid to contribute. Bottom 6, you've been there. Let's do it. In front of the Chicago fans. First period, Game 6. 3-1 Kraken, yes! First goal coming from Jaden Schwartz up on that top line. He knows how to perform in the playoffs. David Jiricek on the power play makes it 2-0. Isaiah Marco on that second line with Tuck and Beniers makes it 3-0. Nylander, unfortunately, scoring with 44 seconds left for being outshot 12-10, but 3 goals on 10 shots past Casey DeSmith. Second period now 5-2. Isaiah Marco, second of the night. Power play goal now on Antti Ranta, who's coming in for the pulled Casey DeSmith. Jiricek scoring his second of the night, probably the first multi-goal game of his career, I think. Both, just one power play, one even strength. And then Jimmy Vesey scoring. He's still out there. Shots are 23-19 in our favor, and we're up by 3 in this third period. Power play Chicago early. We kill it off nice and quick. Another power play Chicago early again. It's an extended one. We've been on the penalty kill for the first 10 minutes of the period, but we kill off everything. Power play Chicago again. We kill it off once more. 5 minutes to go. Up by 3, and that'll be all she wrote. We're headed to 7 once more, my friends. 5-2 victory. Shots 34-31 in our favor. Huge win. Huge. Goal and 2 assists from Schwartz on that top line. 2 goals from Marco and 3 assists from Matty Beniers. Very, very well done. We're headed to 7. So last year we actually lost games 5 and 6 to Chicago and had it, we were up 3-1, ended up being tied 3-3, and we went to 7 and won it in game 7. This time we were down 3-2, fought back to a 3-3 series, and here we are. The Carolina Hurricanes are through on their end. They'll be in the Eastern Conference. They're the representative for the Stanley Cup final. You never know. This could be a Stanley Cup winning game. The winner of this game may go on to take it all. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals in Seattle. Back-to-back years of Game 7 versus Chicago in Seattle at the Climate Pledge Arena. Same speech to everybody. Nate, Isaiah, Jade, the veterans, Jaden, the Blues Brothers, Jaden Schwartz and Vladimir Tarasenko up on that top line. Keep fighting, boys. Defense stays strong. Bear and Miller, they've been so good. Hollywood Wilm, the cameras are on you, my friend. Game 7, Western Conference Final. Winner of the next 60 minutes goes to fight for the Stanley Cup. Let's go, boys. First period, 2-1 Seattle. Isaiah Marco, he has been on fire. Opens up the scoring. Jonathan Toews on that fourth line definitely makes sense that the leader's stepping up for the Blackhawks. Ties it at 1, but then Ryan Suzuki scores late with 37 seconds to go. We're being outshot 11-6, but 2 goals on 6 shots past Casey DeSmith. We are up by 1. Second period now, no scoring. Okay, no scoring. Shots 21-20 for Chicago. We've come back in the shot category. We're going to slow sim this one. Well, of course, the third period, we always slow sim. Up by 1 here in the third. It all comes down to this final 20 minutes. Chicago fighting to keep their dynasty of the last decade and a half alive. So Jenner scores, and then Beniers comes right back. The 1-goal lead is back. Power play for Chicago. Nothing comes from it. Let's slow this down a little bit. So Boone Jenner tied it up. Beniers just like 15 seconds later puts us back ahead. Power play Chicago. Huge penalty kill. We're being outshot 37-23. 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes now. It's a crazy onslaught from the Hawks. Minute 43 to go. 1 goal with 45 seconds left. Dawson Mercer adds the empty netter. Ladies and gentlemen, your Seattle Kraken are through to the Stanley Cup final. Back-to-back years with back-to-back Game 7 victories in the Western Conference Finals against the Chicago Blackhawks. We were outshot 39-30, but Peyton Hollywood Wilm gets the first star honor with 37 saves from the 22-year-old. My goodness, a goal and an assist from Beniers, a goal and an assist from Marco. The Young Guns came through 4-2 the final, and we're through to the Stanley Cup final against the Carolina Hurricanes, who I believe will be there for the first time since they won it all the way back in 2006 after they took down the Islanders in the 6 games on the Eastern Conference Finals. Take a break, grab a breath, and let's check out the point totals through 3 rounds. Okay. 19 points for Nathan MacKinnon through 17 games. Isaiah Marco is point per game. Matty Beniers with 15. Vinny Trocheck with 15. A bit of a reduced forward line, even strength role, playing at third line center, but he's been amazing. Jaden Schwartz, 14 on that top line. He's been great. Tarasenko, 12 and 17. Not a Conn Smythe type of year, but he is showing up. Tuck, Roseyan, and Popov, all with 11 points. Popov with those 10 assists, those 5-star puck steals and 98 passing, really coming through for us. Ryan Suzuki with 9 points and 6 goals. Ethan Bear, 9 points and a plus 14, playing 24.5 minutes a night. Keandre Miller, also 9 points and a plus 12. Cole Lind, 9 points for him. Ryan Pulak, 8 points plus 6. Yurchek, 5 points with 4 goals. Mercer with 5 points. Shillington with 5 points. Kozlov, still nothing, but that's okay, buddy. Goaltending, Peyton Wilm is 11-3-0. 1 shutout, 927 save percentage, 2.15 goals against average. My goodness, eh? For the Stanley Cup final, I'm tempted to put Ben Bishop as backup to Peyton Wilm, just to get him dressed and put him on the bench and be someone to just encourage the boys in the dressing room. I think I will do it because, if it comes up that Wilm does get pulled for whatever reason, we're probably down by quite a bit, so I don't mind getting Ben in there. I just want to, he hasn't been able to dress all season. He's been in the press box. He's been a good soldier. I want to give him, throw him a bone here in the Stanley Cup final. Let's dress him and put him on the bench. 78 overall, 39 years of age, probably about to retire. Just an absolute legend. We're paying him a couple $1 million just to sit in the press box and look pretty. But let's check out the Hurricanes lines now. Carolina Hurricanes here. First line is Nino Niederreiter. 33 years of age. He has 10 points in 20 games as an 81 overall. Sebastian Aho, 92 overall. He has 18 points. And Andrei Svechnikov, of course, 5 goals, 13 assists for the sniper. Second line, Martin Necas, Jesperi Kotkaniemi with 15 points. And Pius Patrick Kane Suter as an 83 overall. Third line is Engvall, Ponomarev, and Nick Schmaltz. Fourth line, Dominic Bach, Nick Paul, and Andreas Janssen. Defense is Hanifin and Brody. Hanifin, legend of the Columbus Blue Jackets series. Slavin and Fleury on the second pair. Pedersen and Noah Juleson on the third pair. Goaltending, it is Alex Nedeljkovic, backed up by Eric Comrie. Nedeljkovic has found his way back to Carolina after his years in Detroit. Only spent 2 years in Detroit, then went straight back to Carolina. Hey, good for him. 39 wins season for him. Has a 924 save percentage here in the playoffs. 2.34 goals against average. Scratches are Brandon Montour and Alexei Haimosalmi. And it's a strong offense, good depth down the middle. Ponomarev, 85 overall with 18 points as the third line center. Hanifin, 5 points plus 2. So the defense, not the greatest plus minuses. They're good. They look good. Not the greatest numbers from them, so maybe that's something we can take advantage of. A bit of a weakness on that left side wing as well. Right looks good. Center depth is great, but that left side, maybe we can try and expose them there. So I think we're a well-rounded team. I think that we see a couple holes here and there for the Hurricanes. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the Stanley Cup final in back-to-back seasons. In just our 5th year, we have now seen the final twice, and we're looking to defend our title. Without further ado, let's hit it. Our expansion draft selection from the Hurricanes, Jake Bean, currently a healthy scratch / in the minors just due to the roster. But needless to say, not quite making the impact that we hoped that he thought he would. But regardless, we have lots of ties to the team. Of course, and Vinny Trocheck. Yes, Vinny Trocheck being someone that we got from the Hurricanes in free agency. He's been having a great life here in Seattle, so he's up against his old team, even if Jake Bean's not here. Let's see. First period. There it is. Dawson Mercer. Okay, and you know what? Even before I keep simming, first goal, first shot, 2 goals on 3 shots. We have a lot of other ties to the team as well. Ryan Suzuki being a prospect that came from the Hurricanes as well. 2-1 now. Slavin scores there. So more than just the Trocheck and Bean connection, also Ryan Suzuki in there. 2-1 Kraken. Let's just end off this period after 20 shots. 8-6 for the Hurricanes. Mercer and McKinnon scoring the 2 goals for us. Slavin for the Canes. Second period now, 3-2. Nathan McKinnon second of the night on the power play, and Svechnikov scoring 1 to bring that lead back to just 1. Shots 21-15 for the Kraken through 40, and we're up by 1 here in Game 1 of the 2026 Stanley Cup Final. Hope everyone's having a fun time here. I know I am. It's been a lot of high-scoring games. Only a couple overtimes back in the Colorado series, but could we see overtime tonight if the Hurricanes make a late push with 5 minutes to go? No, Nathan McKinnon will cap off the hat trick. 4-2 for Seattle. 3 of the 4 coming from Nate McKinnon. Shots and 29-26, and we win Game 1 4-2 the final. McKinnon getting the hat trick, first star. Jaden Schwartz on that top line. That's the change we needed. 3 assists from him, and Peyton Will makes 24 saves. So the Kraken's all-time record in the Stanley Cup Final is 5 games, 5 wins now, as we swept the Leafs last season, and now we're up 1-0 over the Hurricanes. We are 5-0 in Stanley Cup Final games. Let's just keep it rolling here. Game 2 at home, May the 27th, 2026. Is this the last time we see the fans? If we can get 3 more wins, including tonight, don't want to count the chickens before we hatch, obviously, but hey, let's try and keep that record alive. First period, 3-0 Seattle. Okay. Isaac Roseyan, Isaiah Marco, and then David Jiricek. 3 of our young players coming through again. Always, it's the youth. The youthful influx here on Seattle. Great mix of veteran and youth. I love it. 3-0 after 20. Second period. Not only is it 6-0, but more youth coming through. Now Eric Comrie between the pipes. Beniers, Mercer, Jiricek. 6-0 Seattle. Shots tied at 21, but one team has 6 and one team has 0. Power play Kraken's killed off by the Hurricanes. Pius Patrick Kane Suter is going to break the shutout for Peyton Wilm. Aho gets another as it's now 6-2, but a 4-goal lead with 10 minutes to go. Power play goal Isaiah Marco. Toss another one in there. 7-2 Kraken. 8-2 Kraken. That's Marco. That's a hat trick for Isaiah Marco. Maybe his first ever postseason hat trick. 8-2. Scoring is just coming like a waterfall out here. 9-2 shorthanded goal for Nathan McKinnon. My goodness. 9-2. 3 goals a period. Hat-trick for Marco. A goal and 3 assists for Beniers. And a goal and 2 assists for Dawson Mercer. Oh my goodness. Let's see, but let me just sort by the points here. So Beniers had 4 points. 3 players had 3 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players had 2 points. Popov and Miller with 1. Only Shillington, Kozlov, Lynn, Suzuki, Schwartz, and Baron Tarasenko with no points. And I forgot another connection. Ethan Bear with his connection to the Hurricanes. I can't believe I forgot this. Leaving him as an RFA, he went unsigned and did not play. He sat out for an entire season. We then acquired his rights, gave him his contract, and he grew to an 86 overall. He's been taking all of the minutes every night for us. He plays 25 minutes a night. He's been our best defenseman. He has been amazing when it comes to even scoring a little bit. He has his flashes, but just to say, thank you to the Hurricanes for Ethan Bear. They didn't sign him. Vinny Trocheck, let him go to free agency. Ryan Suzuki trading him to us. And Jake Bean, even though he's not doing anything right now, when he was here, he was great. So thanks for leaving him unprotected. Oh my goodness, we're headed to PNC Arena for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. We're up 2-0 after winning both at home, outscoring the Hurricanes 13-4. We're 6-0 all-time in Stanley Cup Final games. Let's just keep this machine rolling. First period, Nate Chass opens up the scoring, but then Alex Tuck, welcome back, buddy, scores twice in this first period. Niederreiter scores late as well, and we're tied at 2 after 20. Second period now, 4-3. Aho scoring early. Nate Chass just a minute after that. Vladimir Tarasenko, the captain, gives us life another minute after that. Then no scoring for the rest of the second. Shots are 29-20 in our favor, but we're down 4-3 as the Hurricanes lead by 1. Here in the third period of game number 3. Power play Seattle, early in this third period. It's an extended one. But the Carolina Hurricanes kill it off. That's okay. Isaac Hossein ties it up at 4. The youth is coming through this final. 41-27 of the shots. We're tied at 4. 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes left now. Final minute of play. And we are headed to overtime for the first time since Game 2 of Round 1. Shots 45-30 for the Kraken. 4-4 game. Overtime here at PNC Arena in Carolina. A goal for the Kraken puts them up 3-0 in the series and 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. A goal for the Hurricanes gets them back in this series, makes it a 2-1 lead for the Kraken. Big hit there on Niederreiter. Tarasenko up to McKinnon over the blue line now. Pushed into the corner, puck regained by TJ Brody. Over to Noah Hannafin now. Noah Hannafin, and another original Carolina Hurricane, he found his way back to the team. Niederreiter's shot is wide. Svechnikov, Aho, Brody at the point. Can't get that shot off as he is hit hard by Schwartz. Now McKinnon has it, recharging back the other way, broken up by the Hurricanes. Niederreiter, broken up again by McKinnon. Now they're going to get their charge into Carolina territory. Tarasenko's shot makes it through Nedeljkovic, but just goes over the net. Miller to the point, blocks, rebound, tuck. Great saves there from Nedeljkovic. Pius Suter now with the puck. He brings it over the red line, can't get into the territory as he is hit right on the doorstep of the zone. To Dawson Mercer. Mercer looking for some open space, and Matty Beniers has it. Now to Mercer again, great snipe, huge blocker save from Nedeljkovic. Defensive zone face-off here for Vinny Trocheck. He wins cleanly back to Jiricek. Jiricek gets cornered into his own zone, gets hit twice now. Hossein puts it off of his body line on the ice. Another player gets hit in the corner. Schmaltz Ponomarev scores. What is that? That's just disgusting. With people just bowling over each other, putting the puck into bodies on the floor. Let's not look for open space and get it out. Let's just pass it into the guy's stomach who's lying on the floor, getting hit in open ice, and just wide open shot for Ponomarev, and that trickled through after Wilm seemed to get a piece of it. I'm not sure if he did, but just found the opening. Regardless, that's the Kraken's first loss in franchise history in a Stanley Cup final. Now a 2-1 series as the Hurricanes have some life and will not get swept. There's their Stanley Cup final storm surge. A little jump into the glass for all the fans here in the Stanley Cup final. And they're excited. They're excited. Shots in this one ended as 49-34. Yet the Hurricanes win it 5-4 the final. 2-1 series now as we're staying in Carolina for game number 4. After that 9-2 victory, the Hurricanes found a way to 9-2 loss, I guess, from the Hurricanes' point of view. They found a way to win it 5-4. Tough overtime loss, but we're still up 2-1 in this series, and it would be great to try and win this one and then end it back at home so the Seattle fans can see their first Stanley Cup after we won our last one in Toronto. First period of game number 4, 1-0 starting things off. It's Cole Lind scoring the Stanley Cup final here, an original Kraken scoring in the 2026 Stanley Cup final. You love to see it. Shots tied at 12-20. Second period now, no scoring. Shots 25-21 for the Kraken, but we are up just by 1 here in the third period. Power play early for the Hurricanes. We kill that off right away. Shots are quickly even, and Nick Schmaltz ties it up at 1 just 5 minutes in. But the captain, Vladimir Tarasenko, restores our lead on the power play, and Vinny Trocheck against his old team makes it a 2-goal lead. Now 3-1 Kraken with 7 minutes to go. Power play Carolina killed off 34-29 out of the shots. 3 minutes to go. 2-goal lead still intact, and that will be all, my friends. Game 4 victory. Shots end up 36-33 of Peyton Hollywood-Wilm comes through. After letting in 5 goals last game, he makes 32 saves, closes the door. First star honors the captain, second star of the game with his goal, and Nick Schmaltz with 1 goal for the Hurricanes. A 3-1 victory in game number 4 now puts us 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. 3-1 series lead, headed back to Climate Pledge Arena with a chance to win the Stanley Cup on home ice. Wow. What a moment this is, my friends. What a moment this is. Just take in the moment, my friends. Wow. It's not over yet. We got to win 1 of the next 4. But what a moment this is. Our first ever opportunity to clinch a Stanley Cup victory in front of our home fans. Let's just watch this one through and through. 5 seasons in with an opportunity for 2 Stanley Cups, coming back to back, no less. Starting to lose my words here in the moment. But the Hurricanes are coming out strong here in this first period. Shots are 8-4 early. Power play Seattle late in the first. That's killed off by Carolina. They know that they're able to beat us, and they don't want to stop fighting just yet. Shots 8-6 through 20 for Carolina. 0-0 game. Second period now, as Carolina continues to keep up the same pace, it seems like, with 10 shots to our 1 through the first 5. Power play once again killed off by the Hurricanes. Power play opportunities have been 2-0 in our favor. Shots now tied at 11 as we've come back after that power play opportunity. But the game still remains tied at nothing. What? Hold on! It's Alexander Kozlov! The game was scoreless, tied at 0 apiece. And then the 18-year-old defensive defenseman, I'm not sure how many, if any, he scored during the regular season, but 0 through the entire playoffs. And Alexander Kozlov scores his first career playoff goal to put us up 1-0 in a potentially Stanley Cup clinching game. Shots tied at 15 through 40. Third period now, and thanks to Alexander Kozlov, we are up 1-0. There's some cause and effect for you. Oh my goodness, 1-0 game. Will one goal be enough? Will Carolina come out firing as hard as they can? But Isaiah Marco, oh my goodness, makes it 2-0. He's been on an absolute heater these last few games. Power play for the Hurricanes is killed off. That was a great opportunity for them. We're halfway through the third, and we're still up by 2. Peyton Wilm looking just like an absolute brick wall out there. With just 5 minutes to go, the game remains 2-0 Seattle. 4 minutes left. Final 2.5. Let's watch these final couple of minutes. Seattle Kraken are now just 2 minutes and 3 seconds away from back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. The fans here in Seattle are going wild. But as we've seen in many iterations of in-game simulation in EA land, 2 goals against can happen very quickly. So it's not over yet, but we're hanging on tight. Aho coming in now. The Hurricanes are pulling their goalie. Sveshnikov's shot is blocked by Kozlov, who potentially has the game-winning goal right now. Shillington to Lind to end it. He dumps it down. One empty net goal here would ice the Stanley Cup championship. It's Aho now leading the charge the other way for the Hurricanes. 45 seconds to go. Keeping it on his stick, but bumped in the corner. Kozlov up to Lind, off the boards. Popov gets hit mid-ice. Niederreiter gets flipped upside down. Sveshnikov over to Aho now, looking to regain entry, but can't get much further than the blue line. Kozlov down in his own corner. Suter had a pass wide open in the slot, but wasn't able to get it off. Suzuki now against his old team that drafted him. He scores his 7th of the playoffs, and that will be enough for the Seattle Kraken. 3-0, and that will be back-to-back Stanley Cups. Thank you for showing me Popov. Ryan Suzuki against the team that drafted him. That one must sting from the center red line. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, what a journey it has been. Years 1, 2, 3, always getting eliminated in the first or second round. We had a strong team. We had good veterans. A lot of the team has stuck around the whole way. Schwartz, Tarasenko, Lind, just off the top of my head, have been here since the very beginning. Other players have been here quite a while, like Pulak, even Ethan Bear now. Nathan McKinnon, we promised him a competitive team, that we would do great things here in Seattle. And in his 3rd season, he now has 2 Stanley Cup rings. Tarasenko, at 34 years of age, wins his 3rd Stanley Cup, captaining the Kraken. We promised him the captaincy if he came here to Seattle. And in 2026, your Seattle Kraken are Stanley Cup champions once more. Back-to-back championships. Ben Bishop on the bench coming off. We love to see that. Peyton Hollywood Wilm's the one who got it done this year. The passing of the baton from Bishop to Wilm here in Seattle. Alex Tuck comes over. Oliver Shillington comes over. They get their Stanley Cups. Kozlov in his first season now gets his first ring at 18 years of age. The late first round pick that ended up being an 80+ overall. Another view of Bishop coming in. Trocheck, we signed him to that 4-year contract, expecting him to stay 1 or 2 years. He's now been here for all 4 years of his contract, and he's won 2 Stanley Cups. Will he stay next year? Not sure. Thank you for showing me the same views again. Lovely. Now let's get those handshakes going. Oh, you know what? Tuck's coming back. Jane Schwartz was so good. Does he come back for more? But we have so many prospects. Rosayan and Mercer did so well in the playoffs. And we have Maloney, Sloan, other prospects coming up. Schwartz, there he is. The Blues Brothers, him and Vladimir Tarasenko. Trocheck against the team that he played on for a few years. Who does the Conn Smythe go to? I think probably Nathan MacKinnon getting the Conn Smythe, but Peyton Wilm definitely made a case for it. But if Bishop didn't win it last year, I doubt Wilm gets it this year. I think Nathan MacKinnon with an Art Ross and a Hart. Let's add the Conn Smythe. Nathan MacKinnon with 25-plus points winning the Conn Smythe. Gary, thank you very much. Let's bring out Gary for the Stanley Cup. Well, hello, Seattle! Actually, a few cheers this time. When the Kraken won the Cup last year, I knew that there were so many fans back here at the Climate Pledge Arena that were cheering them on as loud as they could. But it's definitely something else to see the Cup in your own home, isn't it? It is now my honor to call over the captain, Vladimir Tarasenko, for the second time in as many years. Come get the Stanley Cup! And Vladimir Tarasenko raises it over his head in front of the Seattle faithful. The captain, disgruntled in St. Louis, comes to Seattle and captains his team to 2 cups. Who gets it first? Of course, Nathan MacKinnon gets it. Oh my goodness, with the Art Ross, likely the Hart, the Conn Smythe. What a year, a historic year of hardware for Nathan MacKinnon. Oh, beating his old team along the way as well. Who gets it next now? MacKinnon passes it over to Alex Tuch, who comes and receives his first Stanley Cup now after coming over a quarter of the way through the season. He was on the 4th line on Vegas, getting buried. Gets given new life in Seattle on that first line. Plays top 6 all the way through. And now is raising the Stanley Cup after all of that. Very well deserved and a great piece of this team. Next has to be Peyton Hollywood Wilm. Wilm on film. Get this on film, everyone. Peyton Wilm, the 22-year-old, the 19th overall pick in 2022. Now officially really the starter. The baton has been passed him. Thank you to Philip Gustafsson for what he did, but Gustafsson passing on to in his own way as well to Peyton Wilm. Ladies and gentlemen, take out your cameras, get your screenshots, and snap a picture. Look at those number 2s up there for everybody. It'll last a lifetime. Oh my goodness. Shots end 26-27. Not to mention, hey, a 27-save shutout to clinch the Stanley Cup as well for Peyton Wilm. Cannot go unstated as well. Same as last year, that the goaltending would not have been possible without the goaltending. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Let's see the points after our 22-game road to the Stanley Cup, taking down the Hurricanes in 5 games. Now we are officially 8-1 in 2 Stanley Cup finals in franchise history. Nathan MacKinnon, 25 points and 14 goals in 22 games, now 30 years of age. Isaiah Marco is over point per game with 23 in 22. My goodness. Matty Beniers, point per game, 22 points in 22 games. Last season in the playoffs, he had 19 and 23, so he's been good. And then 12 and 13 the year before, so he's been solid playoff performer. Vinny Trocheck, 20 points in 22 games. He's been amazing in the playoffs as well. Not much experience aside from his time in Seattle, but just to say, man, 20 and 22 this year, point per game 23 and 23 last year, 10 and 13 the year before. He has been such a huge piece of these Stanley Cup runs. Jaden Schwartz, 17 points with only 4 goals, but 17 points between this year and last year. That's 40 points in 45 games. Just off the top of my head there for Jaden Schwartz in the last 2 Stanley Cup runs. He's been invaluable. Does he come back though? It's going to be tough. Tarasenko, 16 and 22. Definitely a slower year for him, for the captain. But hey, he has another ring and he was a huge part of that first line. Alex Tuch with 16. Isaac Rosayan, the rookie, who had, 38 points in 82 games. He goes on to score 15 points in 22 games. What a postseason for him. Vitaly Popov gets 14 assists, 8 and 24, and then scores 15 and 22. Oh, and that's 4th line with penalty kill. Imagine the top 6 or whatever. What a playmaker. Ryan Suzuki, 11 and 22. Pulak, 11 and a plus 12. In the regular season, he only scored 13 points in 82 games. Now he scores 11 and 22. Dawson Mercer, 10 and 22 with 5 goals. Cole Lynn with 10 points as well. Another ring for another original Kraken. Keandre Miller with 10 points and a plus 11. Ethan Bear, 9 points and a plus 13. It's going to be tough to make room for the defense next season. Yurchek, 8 points and a plus 11 for him. Still an 80 overall, but we'll see what his growth is. Shillington, 8 points and a plus 3. Kozlov with that 1 goal, which ends up being the Stanley Cup clinching goal. 2 points and a plus 7 for the rookie. Wow. And had he scored any goals during the regular season? Yeah, he scored 2 goals. All right, all right. Goaltending now. Peyton Wilm went 15-3-1, 2 shutouts, including the Stanley Cup winning game, .929 save percentage, and 2.13 goals against average. Ben Bishop smiling on the bench as he watched his protege take the torch and just dominate between the pipes there. Wow. Wow, 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 my friends. What a postseason. Stanley Cup champions once more. Take a bow. Let's start simulating towards the offseason. We'll think about extensions. We'll think about the draft. But for the moment, let's just enjoy this Stanley Cup and have a few weeks off. So in the end, the Kraken win the Stanley Cup and the Belleville Senators take down Pacific Palm Springs HC. So we couldn't double up on the NHL and the AHL as we lost in the finals to the Senators farm team. St. Louis staying at number 1 in the draft lottery. LA moving from 5 to 2. Calgary dropping 2 to 3. Buffalo 3 to 4. Minnesota 4 to 5. Everyone else staying the same. Excited to show you a bit of the draft class. But first, the retired players in 2026. Who is calling it a career? Likely Ben Bishop probably up there. Steven Stamkos at the age of 36, still an 86 overall with over 1,200 points in 1,251 games. He calls it a career. Jamie Benn with 929 points. Max Pacioretty, of course, with Vegas. Brown, Perron, Duchesne, JVR, Bailey, Atkinson, Hoffman, Foligno, Shattenkirk, Subban. Marcus Johansson, there's our first former Seattle Kraken, Marcus Johansson. He was on the first season of Seattle. He played 41 games, scored 15 points. That was his only time with Seattle. Showing down the list there, Dadonov, Ennis, Grabner, so no other Kraken, I don't believe. Goaltenders, though, retiring in 2026. Ben Bishop, not calling it a career yet, but Tuukka Rask had a bit more longevity in this universe. 431 wins, goes out as a 79 overall. Great career from Tuukka Rask, 64 shutouts, great career numbers. Bobrovsky, Smith, Reimer, Talbot, Jones, Greiss, Dell, Koskinen, big retirement class of goaltenders in 2026. But Ben Bishop is coming back for more. Do we sign him just to keep him in the organization? We'll have to figure that one out. Tanev and Stamkos now eligible coaches. Retiring here. Anyone pertinent to us? Pacific don't see it, and Seattle don't see it. So the same thing with the coach there, Cristiano Morsi. He now has 2 Stanley Cups as well. So really not to be understated either, the impact of the A-plus coach on the team. So here we are at the draft now. Let's take a quick moment. I think the first thing I want to look at is progress reports. Love taking a look at those, even though it's a bit wonky and they're glitched because it doesn't show the X factors correctly. Like McKinnon says he has none, but then it gives his X factors to Marco. But just to look at the overalls here. So McKinnon at a 95 right now. Marco up to a 92. Beniers still at a 90. Whoa! What? Philip Gustafsson at an 89 overall? Huh? What? The X factors are off, but what? Philip Gustafsson at 89? And we could have signed him for like 2 years at $1 million. Now he's going to want crazy money to re-sign. That's fun growth, but now he's on an expiring deal, and he's an 89 overall. What in the world? How about that for a surprise? Well, if he's an 89, it wouldn't have made sense to keep him anyways, because Peyton Wilm's our starter, but my goodness. Tuck's up to an 87, Tarasenko 87, Wilm 87, Schwartz up to an 86, likely boosted morale though. Churchick down to an 85, Pulak down to an 85. Everyone else looks like the same so far. Mercer up to an 82, Jiricek up to an 82, Rosen up to an 81, and that's it there. In the system, just looking overall, Ryan Suzuki down to an 80. Wasn't he higher than that? Cole Lynn down to an 80, Shaw down to an 80. Don't see any other big changes here. I'll just look through modifications. That shows other people in the system. So Chris Moss, one of our prospects, unsigned prospect, now a 78 overall with medium top 6 potential. There with Mississauga in the OHL, scored 100 points in 66 games. He'll be pushing for the NHL next season. Same as Tiny Morrison, 76 overall, medium elite potential, playing with the Huskies in the QMJHL, scored 60 points out of nowhere in 65 games. Huge growth for him. Matejczyk's up to a 76. I'm not sure. I wonder if there's any growth there for Vince Sloan. No, he's still at a 78. So it's going to be tough to figure out what's up with the defense next season because we have a lot of defense we're trying to push. Goaltending, Bishop still at a 78. That's crazy for the contracts now. Phil, we're going to have to let him walk. Even if we did have him, it would have been difficult. If we had him signed for 3 more years at $1 million a year, and now he's an 89 overall, it would have been quite the conundrum. He wants to get 12 million. He was willing to sign for like 1 million at the beginning of the playoffs, but I didn't think it was a big deal because we were thinking like no matter how he does, he's still, he has starter potential. It's not going to go much higher than an 83, 84. So didn't bother signing him, and now he's at an 89 out of nowhere. So I guess we'll just let him walk. I wonder what other years he wants there. No, he wants crazy money. So good for you, man. But I don't know how you're going to... I've never seen Gustafsson this high of an overall either. And it's not after the craziest numbers. He had a good season. Very good season even. But wow. Okay. Besides that, all expiring. The money that we do have in the system. Schwartz wants a lot of money, up to an 86 overall. We have 26 million to play with. But with his overall rising, it's a bit inflated. He's really like an 84. I don't think we can afford him. Even if we get him at 6 million, that's tough. Vinny Trocheck down to an 85. We could think about signing him around the high 4s, low 5s. Maybe bring him back as third-line center. Not sure. But Ryan Suzuki's done very well. David Jiricek, he's at an 82. He's going to want in the 5s. Now we could get him at a couple years to keep him as an RFA. More than that. Maybe we sign him to a long-term deal, though. Consider that. Dawson Mercer's a middle 6 guy for us. 2 years or maybe more. Another question. Hossein, same story as Mercer. Do we go 3 years of RFA, maybe push it into the UFA? I think probably 3 years for Hossein would make sense. Tanev probably to let him walk. Shaw, likely let him walk. He didn't end up doing much for us. Yeah, likely let him walk. Suzuki, is he our third-line center, fourth-line center? What's he doing? I don't know. Ylönen can probably walk. Barry Boulet can probably walk. A lot of these guys can walk, but then we do have some unsigned prospects we'll take care of, such as Moss. Looking at all the unsigned prospects, just sorting by overall, it would, Moss, Morrison, maybe even Kobasu could get signed. We can probably let a lot of these older AHL guys start to walk as we begin to really fill our system with our own prospects. Aside from that, Ben Bishop is on an expiring deal. Do we sign him again just for fun at league minimum? Maybe. Tarasov, probably let him walk. I'm not sure what's going to happen there with Bladder if he grows, but just things to keep note of heading into the off season. As always, free agents are up in the air, but just to look at pending free agency here, don't think we'd really be making moves. We're moving out, if anything. We're not really moving in. McDavid is an expiring UFA, and a bunch of other big names there just to wet your palates a little bit. In this draft, we have our own first, second, and third. So picking at the end of the first, second, and third round, at the late 30s, mid to mid 60s, and then late to 80s, early 90s. The numbers are always messed up there. But we're probably, I wouldn't be afraid to move up, like we have some, if we have expiring players we're not going to be re-signing, there are some really good prospects this year. So medium franchise, Wilson Klimchuk's going to go first overall there, similar to Mikko Koivu, NHL ready. Medium elite playmaker going second, high top 4D, high top 6 forward, high top 4D. Then a medium elite sniper goes 6th. The medium elite offensive defenseman, Simon Lambert, goes 7th. Medium elite left winger at 8. So it doesn't get to top 6 until number 9. Then medium top 6s, medium top 4s. Pretty solid prospects here. Medium tops, low elite. Rickard Bergenheim. Let me know if you want to see more about any of these prospects. I'll take a quick check in a moment to see if any are NHL ready. Then you have this guy, who's 3 bars AHL top 2D. So we'll be picking at the end of the round here. So no one really special. Kalle Lundberg, medium top 4 offensive defenseman at 32. And then moving into the second round here, there's some top 6 forwards, there's a low elite, there's a top 4D, a bunch, really good quality class for sure. Another low elite right there. So there's a lot of players that I'd be wanting to trade up for. We can't take every good player. Medium elite goaltender Ian Malhi from Switzerland, medium elite going at 61, and he is 4 years away. Okay. More low top 6s. Another medium elite goaltender right after. What a class. Timo Pitkinen. He's 5 years away. Medium elite. Low top 4Ds. Low top 6 forwards. Medium top 4D. Into the 70s and 80s. So really interesting class here. Low elite 3 bars. Just sorting by potential. Just looking if there's any other elites out there. So medium elite goaltenders like we saw. Any other guaranteed medium elites here? Guaranteed medium elite goalie, Dwayne Sharma. There he is. 20 years of age and 4 years away, but medium elite potential. Won't say no to that. Any guaranteed low elites? Yeah, a bunch of them. Woo! We got to stockpile some picks here. So the question is, who are we moving out to start stockpiling these picks for? So all these players with elite potential, not the high top 6 Ds, top 4 Ds, top 6 forward, but all the medium elites are NHL ready, including up to Kluchuk. After that, let me start looking for any NHL readies. Here's an NHL ready, Simon Cloutier, medium top 6 two-way forward. 16 goals, 42 assists in 66 games, similar to Vladimir Tarasenko, 6'4" left winger. 1 year away, Gabriel Eichel, medium top 6 sniper at 13. Oh, here's one. There he is, Rickard Bergenheim. He's NHL ready. Okay. Low elite two-way forward, 6 goals, 8 assists in an A+ league, similar to no one, but NHL ready. That's big. It's going to give us more headaches for players in the system, but can we really pass on an NHL-ready player at 24th overall? That's tough. Everyone else in the first round seems to be 2-3 years away, now moving into the 4 years away. And oh my goodness, hold on. Kalle Lundberg, NHL-ready. He's going to be in the high 70 overalls. Oh, wow. It's an embarrassment of riches here because we're going to be drafting well thanks to our scouts, and there's only so much room in the lineup. 1 year away for this guy, Stefan Kopitz. Probably medium top 6. Everyone else down the list here seems to be 3 or 4 years away. Not even seeing any 2 years away anymore. So, wow, it's quite the class here at the beginning. So keep in mind, who would we be open to moving? If we open up the trading block here, I can go ahead and look at some of the trade values that we have to play with. So there are the trade values on our team at the moment. If we're willing to move out, I don't know, is Ryan Pulock on his way out? If we have defensemen coming up, he's been really good for us, but last couple of regular seasons hasn't been amazing, but he's not supposed to be offensive, but his plus minus hasn't been crazy. I don't know, he's been going down a little bit the last few years. Just, I don't know, something to keep in mind if you're curious. His contract, he has 4 more years after this one. We have some unsigned prospects in the system. Heiskanen, 77-22. Are we giving up on him, or is he still here? Oliver Shillington, is he coming back next season? Has some value. He was great, but do we have enough room for 2 more years at 3.7? Suzuki, Hayden Fleury, Mason Shaw, Jake Bean, of course. Now he has a little bit of value, Jake Bean. Maybe we can finally trade away Jake Bean. Dylan Gambrell, not sure. Lots of ideas. Jaden Schwartz, not a lot of value, but we could move his rights. Same for Trocheck, but Trocheck I'd probably like to keep him. Tanev and so on. Yeah, potential. Goaltending, we could think about moving some goalies. We could move out Tarasov. Really, I don't know if we can get a 7th round pick. Because our draft pick situation, as I mentioned, that's a bit weird. But, like I said, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd from our own, and then 2 5th from ourselves in Dallas, a 6th, and then a 7th from Dallas. So, should we flip some of those later picks? There's a lot of good late picks as well in this draft. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on who should be moving, if anybody. And of course, we've got to check out the awards to close everything off here. The awards for the 2025-26 season, of course. So Seattle Kraken, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. No President's Trophy this year, but that's all right, as we are once again finalists here in the Western Conference. This time taking on the Hurricanes, who had been there already in 2023-24, but lost to the Vancouver Canucks. Team awards here. We know that Nathan MacKinnon wins the Art Ross. Does he win the Hart? I think it's pretty obvious. Yes, he does. Back-to-back seasons of Hart Trophy winnings for Nathan MacKinnon. James Norris back-to-back for Victor Hedman. Lady Byng going to Nathan MacKinnon as well. The hardware continues. Calder going to Theo Rachette of the Montreal Canadiens. Conn Smythe to McKinnon. Vezina to Yaroslav Askarov of the Predators. That's cool. Jennings going to Wilm and Gustafsson. Very nice. I guess the award-winning adds to the overall boost, which is I still can't get over that. Tanev winning the Masterton. Jack Adams going to the coach of the Golden Knights. Frank J. Selke, the Ryan O'Reilly Award, going to Ryan O'Reilly back-to-back years. Ted Lindsay, Nathan MacKinnon back-to-back, and Maurice Richard going to like 80 overall or 82 overall, 30-some-year-old Brad Marchand, who scored 2 more goals than MacKinnon, getting 52 when MacKinnon had 50. Any awards down here in the AHL? Caden Primo winning the award, the equivalent of the Vezina Trophy, which is nice. Good stuff from Heiskanen, 17 points in 20 games down there in the AHL. But that just wraps it up, my friends. Your Seattle Kraken are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. First time we have back-to-back cups in quite a while, probably since, I don't know what. Did we have some in the Buffalo series, I guess, in NHL 20, I think? In 21, we didn't have any back-to-back. So, unless it was in the simulation afterwards. So, What a time to be alive. Let's get ready and gear up for the three-peats in 2027. Before we get there, we have an important draft and some important decisions to make about this lineup. So let me know all of your thoughts down here in the YouTube comments or over in the Discord server, link in the description. Also, let me know how you're spending your day with the Stanley Cup. What a time. My brain is just blank, but thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed this run, leave a like and be sure to subscribe here. Lots of data casts coming out recently with lots of news around the NHL. If you want to hear those about my thoughts on the hiring of Martin St. Louis or the Tyler Toffoli trade, you can watch those, as well as being subscribed for all Seattle Kraken episodes and our FIFA 22 career mode and NHL 7 dynasty mode. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because we would love to have you join the team. Make sure to drop in the Discord server as well, as we'd love to have you there. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Enjoy your summer with the Cup, back to back, baby. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.